Today we are going to discuss on the types of user and the security console. There are two types we are going to cover today. One is user and different types of users we have. We can create in SAP HANA system. And after that, the security, the password policy, audit policy, all we can try to complete in today's session. Okay. So first of all, what I have to do, I have to open my Word document.
Oh, you said you will show that MD file path or file name from HANA Studio.
Yeah, that is what I'm saying, sir. Because we haven't taken a backup till now. I'll show you 1 minute.
Oh, not the backup thing. I'm saying the live one right now, the where the files are. You can see the path from HANA Studio.
Yeah, 1 minute. I'll show you. See here, this is a backup catalog, na? Backup
Yeah.
catalog. Here it will show each and every type of backups. Show log backups, show data backups. And here it will show you the path. See here it will show you the path. Right side.
Okay.
Backup type,
Oh, that
destination
is
type.
after you take the backup and backup file extension, right? I'm talking about the actual HANA right now database files. You know, when you install data and log into a particular folder, right, at the time of installation. Talking about those. You
You
understand?
just want to see, yeah, you just want to see the log file destination and the, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
data and
Those,
destination.
yeah,
I
yeah,
want
yeah.
to know the
Yeah, yeah.
extensions of those files, you know.
1 minute. No exchange will be there na, because there are no files. Na? It will show you only for 1 minute. I'll show you one more thing here. Go to volumes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, data and log, right? Do they have extensions?
1 minute. I'll expand this. Show it to you. Nothing. HBD 001, HDB 001, log
Okay.
MNT.
But okay. Just with number 01, okay.
This is the thing, yeah, what I have here.
Okay.
The path, if you want to see the path, USR SAP KCS is global HTTP data. Here also KCA global HTTP data. This is the path, the location where your file gets stored.
Yeah. So that's the file
Okay.
name, the last one, right?
Last one is the file name. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, okay.
Okay. And this is the recording session. You will get recorded all these things. Okay.
No problem, you know, no, it's all needed. So
Yeah, no problem. I sent all the videos to us yesterday.
okay.
Now we will see. Today we are going to see users in SAP HANA. Users in SAP HANA system. What all types of user we can create and how to work with users. Everything we are going to work today. Users means we can create two types of users in HANA system. We can create two types of users in HANA system. When you install a system, when you install any HANA system anywhere in the world, it will create two users for you. One is sys and one is system. That is possible. Those are the default user created at the time of installation. For each and every system, you will find these two users. Apart from this, system user is useful to log into your first time whenever you log into your database, it will ask you for system password. I think you experienced this till now. Whenever you logged in, it will ask system user and password. If you give right password, then only we are able to log into that particular database. Then once you logged in, you create your own users. Like if you are an admin, to create users. You have to create who are join your company, who are join your team. You have to create a user for user new user, and assigning some roles as per his post a cadre. What we said. Somebody or DBA, somebody is for monitoring, somebody do catalog read, somebody upload things. Like there's a team, na? With the help of team only we can achieve something in not only HANA, in all systems. See HANA system, we can use this for OLAP and OLTP. I know that you know this. What is OLAP and OLTP?
Yes, yeah,
OLTP means just a
yeah.
brief
The
ECC,
actual
CRM.
database.
Yeah, and OLAP means fetching data from systems like BW, those means extract data from
Yeah,
systems.
warehousing kind
Okay.
of.
Yeah. So here what happened? HANA users will be prepared on depending upon the business requirement. Sometimes for fetching data, for some for the entering data. Depending upon the type of BW user, we give BW rights to him. If it is a data entry user, we give data entry rights to him. Okay. We have two kinds of users here: standard user and the restricted user. We have two kinds of users in HANA. What is the first user? Standard user. When you create any standard user, he will automatically assign some roles called public. Public is a role. It is strictly assigned by HANA system, but by which he can able to create create a new user, and but you can create a new user with the help of that. Okay, and after that, whatever things you want to give, new roles, new profiles, analytical roles, all you decide yourself. But when you create a standard user, there's an option. When you create this option, whether you want to create a standard user or restricted user. When you create a standard user, it will create assign with a public role. So you can edit, read object schema, and they can able to run a SQL commands also. Who, if they have public role to them. But the restricted users, what does the restricted do? When you create this kind of user, you will not assign any roles called public. But the role section will be totally empty for the restricted users. So he has no access to run any transactions, or you cannot edit any read a function. SQL amount or not the restricted user. Why we use restricted user just to run a background jobs. Like in SAP, if you work in SAP, we have user called system. We have user called system. That is a free of cost user. We cannot able to log into system with that user, but we can run background jobs with that user. We can run background jobs with that user. Here also, we can use this user for running some background jobs.
One quick question. When you say the standard user, right? Can it be a domain login, like a domain, in the actual companies, in the we uses domain logins, right? Like domain slash username. Can we create
No,
that
no, no, no,
using?
no, not possible. Not at all possible. Only domain logins are possible only to log into your servers, not for users. When you join a company, any company, they have their own Linux servers and Windows servers. At that time, they will create a Krishna user, Krishna domain user in their environment, and they add it to ADS server also.
Yeah.
They add to some servers to you, but those are only feasible to log in to particular server. That's it. Or they will give credentials. Krishna, these are the credentials, ABCD, XYZ. You log into the server and then start working on HANA. But when you start working with HANA, you have to log in with Krishna 001, whatever user ID they have given you, you have to work with that user ID only. It is not possible to log in with domain ABC slash Krishna and the password. It will not allow because those are logins possible only to um, do server logins, as per my knowledge. Only for server login. Once you log into server, then the user which you have open that cockpit uh, HANA Studio and start working. Run SQL command, anything what you want.
Okay.
See, if you integrate HANA with BI system, because when HANA started in 2011, first they integrate HANA system with a BI only. Then the name is as SAP powered by BW, SAP powered by BI in 2012. So because they have to prove to the world key our systems are very fast compared to the old databases. In SLT they prove that. In SLT, I think we did SLT also previously. In that session we have seen what data they entered in Oracle through SLT, they move it to the HANA server, then they tell to run the reports. You run report on Oracle, I will run report on BW. HANA box, HANA on top of BW. Here it will take 1 hour for fetching the data or showing the report to you, but in BW system it will take only 5 to 6 minutes. There people get agreed, oh, HANA system is like this. Now we can do, see, imagine, now we can do this, we can do that, but we have to invest some money on top of that for using that. But big companies, what they do, big company never concern about money. They just want a final product which is work for them in good manner. They need services. If they get services, they will pay any amount of money, but they need a proper services. So HANA is ready with all the services.
Hello.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm snoring. Yeah, that's why. If we integrate HANA system, we will, depending upon that, you will create a users and roles for the HANA users. Okay. Now create user HANA demo as a standard user. It's been attained with a public role. We create one user, not HANA demo. Any user. I'll create user called Krishna. Okay, and we'll see how it reacts after creating user. We'll create user now only. Then password, no password. All this you can see. Restricted. When we create one more role, one more user, the restricted. Okay, restricted means with no public role. We create one user with no public role. Okay, so I'll jump onto system and create one user. Backup, catalog, content, provision, security. Here we have that users. See, new user and the restricted user.
So new user is a standard user you mentioned. Restricted one
Yeah,
is a
yeah, yeah.
okay.
When I mention new user, when I click on new user, it will open a new tab for me where I can enter username and the password, whichever I want. Okay, and
But
when I
after
select that,
creating the new user, after creating the sorry restricted user, if he wants to connect to the HANA database from his HANA Studio, he can use those restricted logins to connect, right?
restricted login to connect. No, we for fetching jobs, for running background jobs only. He cannot restricted user never able to log into the system. He is like a system user in SAP. He never able to log into the system at any cost because he doesn't have any role. He doesn't
Okay.
have any SQL run query. He doesn't have anything. So how he can log into the
So
system?
from where he will connect then?
No, no. When we want to fetch some job, we need one background user to work in a background. So for that purpose only, we use restricted users. We'll see in examples also, no issue,
Okay.
where and how we can use this restricted user. So today we are going to create one user, and now password and the confirm password. Whether you want to give password, I give a small password to him. Password has many laws over here in SAP HANA. Okay, valid from, matlab from which date to which date. If you haven't mentioned any date, it will take today till 31st December 9999. You know that the last date of the system. Okay, if I give a
Yeah.
specific date here from today to 15 days, after 15 days if you try to log in, it will give you not able to log in because your user validation is expired. Go and increase the date made in HANA system. Now you can see here we have some logins: SAML, SAP logon, X009, and SAP logon tickets. These all are these all are uh, authorizations. You can say uh, if you use, we can use SAML. Company are using, somebody use SAML, somebody use X209, somebody use SAP Authenticate, somebody use Kerberos, somebody use SAP logon tickets mostly used in portal. Have you worked on the SAML X009, SAP logon, or SAP Authenticate,
I
or
worked on
Kerberos?
Kerberos because lot, but not the other ones.
No problem. You see all these things. So what is the Kerberos? All users who connect to HANA DB using external authentication should have a DB user. It allows through HTTP login through URLs. What is Kerberos? All all users who connect to HANA DB using external authentication, external authentication from outside, should have a DB user. It allow access through, if you want to access system through Kerberos, this is called a Kerberos means a this kind of certificate only, na? It
Yeah,
it
it's like a
allows,
authentication mechanism. Yeah.
yeah. If you have that, then only you can able to log in. Otherwise, you cannot. And through Kerberos, you can able to log in through HTTP. HTTP means through web URL you can log in. HTTP slash slash the host name colon port number, then SID, and login.html. Then you can able to directly log into the HANA systems with the help of this Kerberos authentication method if you use. This all for highly security. Your data will not get hampered at any cost if you use all this. Nowadays, people are using all this because they will do all money transactions on web only. The HTTP S is there previously. Now they have got many things to secure their data. When they transport, when they did any financial transaction through web, so if it get hampered, somebody stole their money, which will be always in some lakhs also, some crores also. So they will use all this authentication to secure their data, not only on base of money, according to their company's data, which is very secure. They don't want to send their data to outside world at any cost for any reason. And SAML is a SAML we mostly used in this SAP. Uh, we have to use SAML SAML configuration. Sorry, we need to do SAML configuration where what is the full form? Security Aviation Markup Language. It gives access through ODBC or JDBC for accessing access engines. ODBC, JDBC, what it is? These are the database drivers. And nowadays, if you see for any system, you will easily get JDBC and ODBC drivers. You have to just connect those drivers to HANA from that the third-party database which are using. From that, you can easily log into the systems. Which systems access it. So why we use access engines? Access engine is used by the developers to develop a new things or develop a new process. Each DB has its own connections which allow to connect a source and target. It is mostly access developers for customizing HANA things as for business requirement. It access through. So access engine, I think we discussed the access engine. Access engine mostly used by, it's a new environment totally where developer can start coding according to the company's requirement. What requirement? Company is running fine, but they want to implement a new process in this business in HANA only. So how we can do? They can do with the help of developers. The functional team explain the entire scenario to the developer, and developer need to understand what they want, what output they require after executing this program. Depending upon that, he will work on. Some tasks will take 1 month, some tasks will take 2 months, some tasks even take 6 months also to complete the whole process. with the help of SAML. If you take SAML security, so you can access through ODBC JDBC drivers to the access engine. And this SSN tickets means is mostly used in SAP HR portal. Means I think you know the single sign-on. If you log into one system, you can able to log into all systems with the help of the single sign-on only. All lead systems. Have you worked on this single sign-on?
Yes, yeah, most of our systems, yeah, I do single sign-on. Don't
Because
have
once you log
password.
into one system, yeah,
Yeah,
don't no require a password. If you log into
yeah,
one system, it will jump onto all other systems without any issues.
yeah,
Like most of the times we use the single sign-on on HR portals, ESMSS
yeah,
portals. Okay, so ESS, you know that employee management service, and MSS means manager self service. All these things you can use in assign tickets kind of thing for
yeah.
single sign-on.
Service now and all, yeah.
Yeah. Now we have X50 certificates. X5 certificates. Why we use this X certificate? This certificate for more security purpose. Log into the access engine, and if you have this certificate, if you have for more authentication purpose, none of the user can log in without the certificate. The developer which you have, like we don't have more developers. We have only 4 to 5 developers in a company. You have to take this certificate for them, and you have to authenticate access engine certificate. Authenticate user will log into the server by using X50 certificate for all developers. But this and SAML work in a both, but this is for a more security purpose, because company invest a huge amount for servers and all. They will buy the certificate from third parties. You know that all certificates sold by third parties only. For but we have to extend this every year. There is an expiry date for all certificates. When you see the certificate expired, you have to renew that by paying the amount which is
Yeah,
required by them.
we use, yeah, CA certificates. Yeah, we buy them. Yeah,
You have to buy from third party only. There are many
yeah,
vendors for
yeah,
CA, and we have some self-sign certificates also in SAP. Self-sign means no money required, but when you purchase CA certificates and SSL certificates, then you have to pay money, and that is not for long time. That is for 1 year, 2 year. After that period, you have to again ask for the certificates and use it in your servers like that. Agreed?
yeah,
Till now we cover. Then we will go to security tab. Okay. Till now we cover this thing. Then we'll jump on to security tab. Otherwise it will be hampering. So I create one user. I create one user, and we don't use any of certificates here now, and we don't use valid from and to. Now what I'll do, I done with my Krishna. Then I just go and this is for execution. Deploy. Okay. This is for just click on this. It will create your user. See, user Krishna is created. Now you can able to see user Krishna is, you can able to see your user Krishna over here. And if I go to roles, if I click on Krishna, see, he is with one role. He is ready with one role called public. A grantor is sys. If you have public role, you can add, edit, or run a queries, which is the basic requirement. After that, you jump onto all the system privileges, object privileges, analytical privileges, depending upon this package privileges application. We'll see all these steps one by one. Okay, but as of today, we are concentrating on creation of users. Now, what I have done just create one user called Krishna with a normal user. Now I'll create one more user with restricted user. I'll create a restricted user. Okay, I just fire this here. Now restricted user is created. Restricted created, but if I click on this restricted user, demo user, we cannot find any role assigned to him. We cannot find any roles assigned to him. Okay. These are the two types of users. Like in SAP, we have 5 types of users, but HANA, we have only 2 types of user: standard user and the restricted user. Now we will see security tab. In security, what we can do, the password policy, main thing. The main security policy is a password policy only. Here we can define your maximum length of a password. If you go 10, we have to give minimum 10 characters password. Otherwise, it will say password is not suitable credentials. Password is not suitable. And see, for each password, you have 4 options: lowercase, uppercase, numeric, and special characters. So if you want to keep only lowercase, it will accept only lowercase. If you want lower upper, it will accept only lower upper. If you want some special characters, but if you choose 4, okay, then each password should have one lower, one upper, one numeric, one special. Okay, each each password has to have lower, upper, numeric, special. If you decide, if this all depend on the company and the company policy, how they want to retain their users password. If it is so complicated, you are in trouble. You have to always set their password, because whatever password they gave, they only forget, they come back to you only saying that key, sir, please unlock our password, unlock our password. Okay, it's up to you, it's up to the management. Most of the companies will use like this: upper, lower, or special. Special should be there, otherwise it will get cracked.
Yeah,
Special character should,
alphanumeric, right? So
yeah. So it should be special characters, upper, lower should be there in each. If the company is mostly, they are very lenient about the passwords, they'll take these also, and they train people, don't lose your password, that they train how to create new passwords. Otherwise, there are many companies who give self-services URL. But if somebody lock his password, then he has to only go and unlock his password. He has to go. They create one small kind of thing, application, where he can log in, double click, and enter his password. He sees locked, he unlock and use it again. Otherwise, what happen if you have 2 to 3,000 users, and per day if 100 users getting locked themselves, then they come to back to you only. But in 8 hours, you have to work with them for 4 hours to unlock their password. So what company decided? They created an application, give it to the user, train them. If your password get locked, you have to unlock yourself, which will take 1 or 2 minutes. But for you, you have to unlock 500 user IDs. It will take 500 minutes. That is a problem. Okay. Now user log settings. When you see what is this 1440, 1440 means 24 hours.
it's like an expiry thing we can keep. Oh, nice.
Lock indefinite limit. The user will get locked always, but it will lock forever. Okay. If you want to lock user for 24 hours,
Oh, one more thing I just remember, this just came to my mind when I was, talking when we are talking about login users. See, for Microsoft SQL, the database is listened in port number 1433. What about HANA? What is the port number for the HANA database?
HANA database port number you want. Okay.
Sorry, I'm jumping some, but but if you
No, no,
want
no.
to
See, this is the
let me
port.
know next time, it's fine.
This is the port. This is the port. SQL port 31215.
Okay, that's the default
Where?
port.
No, 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 no. No, no, not at all. 3 is a number, 1, 2 is an instance number, 15 is a port. Matlab, is 1, 2 will change always. This
Okay,
instance number. 3 and 15 remain same. 3 and 15 remain same, but 12 changes as per your uh, this system numbers. If it is 00, then the number will become 30015. 30015. If it is 15, 31515. Understood now?
okay,
This is the SQL port for your HANA systems.
okay, okay.
And it
Yeah.
is
Go.
always there in, it will be there always on index server only.
Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah. Okay, I'm fine. Yeah, carry on, carry on. Sorry. Yeah.
No, no problem. See here, must change password at first logon. If you take this, whenever user logged in, after initial password, it asks for the permanent password. He has to give permanent password. It is for sure. For all things, we keep this only. The number of failed login. If he log in 6 times the wrong password, then only his user ID will get locked. But most of the companies keep only 3. It's depending upon company to company how much they keep. Okay. Minimum password time is 1 day and maximum lifetime is 182 days. It means what? After 182 days, your password will get expired automatically. You have to set a new password. Because in a company of working, don't use same password for number of years. You have to be changing after every 3 months, after 6 months. There is a policy for all companies. And here what happened? You will get a notification in 14 days before. Every day will notification. Your password is going to expire after 14 days, after 13 days, after 12 days. We have to immediately coordinate with the basis guy or HANA system admin, telling the team a password is expired, going to expire, please reset it. Then when you change the password, then again it will work for next 6 months.
Okay. Okay. Is there like a indefinite kind of thing?
Indefinite means never
Like
expired.
forever? Yeah, never expire kind of.
You can give year na? Years.
Oh,
You
okay.
can, you can give 10 years here, 15 years here, 20 years
Okay,
here.
okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
This is a standard policy used by all companies, but you can jump on. Okay. See, uh, last password. Matlab you cannot use last 5 passwords. You cannot use, like if you use welcome 123 and you got forgot that, the next time you cannot use welcome 123. It says key the password being already been used. It's even again it's critical because people use their mobile numbers, their wife mobile number, the children's names, kid names, the initial passwords. But here what happened? They don't. If they use and forget, then they cannot able to use for last. They have to remember 6 passwords all the time. 6 and password. So here you can keep it 3 or 2. मतलब only 2 passwords. After that they use new password. मतलब remember easily remember for end users. And lifetime of initial password. What is this again? Lifetime. Like when I create a user, any user like Krishna I created today, user called Krishna and assign it to you. Okay. As soon as I get a mail from a team, please create user, new user has joined and assign him these roles. I create and send a mail to you. I have created a user, but you are on leave. Okay, you are on leave. Today is what is it? Today is 21st of April. I created user and give it to you. But you went to leave on 20th of April and you came back 1st of May and you search the mails. You find my mail. Oh, my user has been created. You try to log in. What happened? What it says? user is not able to log in because your initial password has expired. Matlab, when you create a user and give it to user, he has to log in minimum within 7 days, only once. If it is
Okay.
not logged in 7 days, eighth day if he tries, he say ki your initial password is not valid. Then again he has to call you telling that ki I was only you this that blah blah blah. Then you again reset and again you can work on that. Understood? Understood
Yep.
how it works?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Maximum duration of inactivity. But if you want to inactive any user, like if he left the company, what to do? You never delete the user. We never delete the user. We just keep two months here, okay?
Okay.
Because 2 months minimum. 2 months when new person joins in his place, then we remove this.
Okay.
When people are joining, we remove the inactivity because once users are created and all users are created like that key, those users are reusable for lifetime. If one user left, second user will come, the same rules and same authorizations, same user ID. Okay, because it's good for audit also. Otherwise, you create 4 users and you need 7 users every month. Not good, looking good. So you can just change name of the users, create some standard users, and if somebody left the organization, new person come, you just give him his ID only. Just change the password and give it to him because he has to do the same job who left the job, you can appoint a new person for the same job only. Agreed?
Yes. Yeah.
This is what about the password policy. Here I think I have to write the name of the certificate issuer, issuer to, issued by, and the entry ID. If you apply for certificate for this user called Krishna, okay, this certificate issued to, issued by, and entity ID. But for how many days? You have to give that company's name from which you purchased for Krishna. By that Krishna is properly secured from your side. You give him a all authorization or scripture from library and this SAML certificate, all you provided to the user. Okay. Here you have to give a third party name from which you purchase the things. Now you see this data volumes and log volumes. Index server is the encrypted. Encrypted means you cannot read this data. Nobody can read this data. Only if you run a query, then only you can read data. You know, encrypt and decrypt. We said, hello.
You mean encryption, like actual database encryption?
Yeah, matlab nobody able to see your data at any
Yeah,
cost.
yeah, yeah. Masking also, you
You have,
call it masking.
yeah, you have to keep this click on. Then nobody will able to see your data at any cost.
Okay.
Okay, all these things are there. Okay, small things. But when you do start practicing one by one, then you come to know how these things are working for you in day-to-day environment. But you have to be start working on studio for some days, then you get confident. Oh, like this way I can work on this. Now today what we have seen how to create a user, a standard user, a restricted user, and with standard user we have one role called public, and restricted user we don't have any user, and then we have some password policies, the number of characters, then blah blah blah, many things. Then we see data encryption volumes, how we can encrypt our data, okay, to don't show our financial data, actual data, or any data to any of the customer, any of the hacker also at any cost. Okay, so this is what from my side for today's session.